This is Maurice Jones-Drew, and you're listening to the What's Bruin Show.
You're listening to the What's Bruin Show, part of the What's Bruin Show network, with your hosts, Jake Berryfield and Mike Regalado, and occasionally some friends, talking all things UCLA sports. And now, it's time for the What's Bruin Show.
Well, hello, and welcome to the What's Bruin Show. I am your host, Jake Merrifield. In a few moments, I'll be joined by my co-host, Mike Regalado, for an MJ edition.
The ceiling is the roof.
The MJ edition.
That's Mike Regalado.
Mike Regalado.
From Bruin Report Online and other places. But yeah, we're going to do another show with him somewhere else from his remote location. And that's okay. But it's the What's Bruin Show on the What's Bruin Show network. On Twitter, Instagram, Threads, at What's Bruin Show. Email is whatsbruinshow@gmail.com. Substack is whatsbruin.substack.com. And there's a bunch of other shows. I posted a show from Jamaal this week, West Coast Bias. And that was fun to hear his thoughts.
Well, you're just all about the West Coast bias. You don't like the East Coast.
He gave his thoughts on Bill Walton's passing, which I thought he did a good job with that. And then he talked a little bit about the Laker coaching search. So that was fun. I also posted a bare minimum in the last week or so. I'm sorry, the last few days, right? That was just a few days ago because my daughter.
Suck it, Cal.
Oh, no.
Go Bears!
That daughter, Megan. She is currently in Paris, France, and she's sending me pictures. She sent her pictures tonight of the Eiffel Tower. I'll post some of those on this Substack article. But we talked on the bare minimum a little bit before she left.
The bare minimum.
About what she was thinking about going on her trip and how terrified she was and how excited she was. And I will let you know that she had a very, 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 very long travel day. And she was like the Walking Dead the first time that we talked to her. She left at like 4 p.m. our time, but she got to the airport at like 1 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. She landed over there at our time about 4:30 in the morning. And then she got to her like condo apartments thing around noon our time. So, I mean, pretty much 24 hours of travel by the time she actually got to the place. And then she stayed up for another few hours after that, I think. So she was really roasted by the end of it. The first time I talked to her, she was just like, you know, just dead in the eyes and stuff. And she, you know, which is what I was kind of expecting. I was really, I figured she'd be tired, but I was wondering how she would respond once she got over that. And I'm here to say that in her second day, she's already just having a blast, and we are all very excited for her. So, yeah, that's Megan of the bare minimum.
The bare minimum.
Go Bears. Sorry for that little prideful sidetrack. What's Bruin Show merchandise could be on my locker site. Just look in the show notes for that. On YouTube, you can search What's Bruin Show, and we'll post these shows on there with a nice slideshow that I do need to update sooner rather than later. And, of course, you can call the hotline, 805-399-4WBS, Second Reign of Troy. Please. I think we're having dinner with them this weekend. It'll be nice. We're doing some Korean barbecue or something. Also, I posted a special show for subscribers only on the Patreon feed and on the Substack feed. So for just a couple bucks a month,
$2.
or a little bit more on the Substack, you can get access to our special shows we put out, which, to be honest with you, I've been very busy at work, so it hasn't been a lot of special shows, but they come every once in a while. And you also get access to the Slack channel where you can talk to the other What's Bruin Show fans. But the show I did yesterday, and I published it today, I was going to talk about a few different things, and I ended up talking about it while driving my car home, and some a-hole did a very unsafe maneuver with his vehicle in front of me, and then that spun me off in this sidetrack. So that's what I talked about on the little special show. Just a little bit of a commentary on bad drivers and bad decision makers and conflicts in LA. And then a little bit at the end about just what's going on with the show. But that's there for you if you want. Thank you very much for subscribing. Well, I will bring Mike on here in a minute. And to be quite honest with you, I have no idea what he wants to talk about. I mean, it's, whatever. I mean, it's June. What are we going to talk about? I know softball is no longer playing, and that's a bummer, totally. But, they had a good run until they didn't. It sucks that they lost the freaking Stanford Cardinal. That really blows. That was like the last official Pac-12 thing. I'm sure Mike will have a little bit of thought on that, but I really wanted to play this button.
Suck it, Stanford.
But instead, the trees got over on us. That's Winston. So that kind of blows. But he's gonna come on here. We'll talk about the headlines. I have a couple things I wanted to mention real quick, and then I'm gonna have another segment after that, which is kind of take us back into the archives of the What's Bruin sound and play one of my favorite clips that I've ever made. So that's fun. And we'll do a What's Bruin, and that'll be that for this show. We'll have a guest next week, I believe. And after that, I won't be here for a couple of weeks. I'm going to Canada. So lastly, before I bring Mike on, if you happen to have... Oh, sorry, that's Winston. I don't know why they always bark right at this time of night. Somebody must be getting home or something. I apologize for that. I'm going to Canada. I'm going to Montreal. I'm going to Quebec. And I'm going to Toronto. So if you've happened to have been to any of those places and you have some sort of stone cold lock must-do restaurant, bar, or thing, feel free to email me, what'sbruinshow@gmail.com. I appreciate any and all suggestions. And if I can fit it in, I will, and I'll report back on it. So just let me know. All right. Well, with that being said, let me track down Mike, and then we'll get on with the show.
Didn't you say on your resume that you did 4 years at UCLA?
Yes. Technically, if you consider Bel Air an extension of the campus, which everybody does.
All right. Well, I guess I can get old Mike on the phone now. So, Mikey, there you are. I see you. It's Mike Regalado.
Mike Regalado.
Bruin Report Online.
Iron Mike.
There he is. Mikey,
What's
how
up,
are you
y'all?
doing? Good to see you.
Good, thank you. How you doing, Jake?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Are you? Have you started your summer yet?
No.
Really?
Next week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know, right? This goes deep.
Rip LAUSD.
So,
Oh man.
I know, right?
Can't wait to get there, can you?
But yeah, it's just, dude, seriously, this end of the year fatigue is no joke, dude. Was it Friday? I had nothing to do, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll, ring up a friend or something, or I don't know, go do something. I got home about 5, had dinner, laid down for a little bit, and slept for 11 hours. I was
crazy.
exhausted.
Mike,
Yeah, this end of the year fatigue is no joke, bro.
Now, hypothetical for you. What if I told you that football season began, your school year ends next week? What if football season began right when your school year ends and then ended right when your school year begins? Would you like that more or less? Because obviously now it's year-round, super grind, but then you're not stacked up in the fall, because the fall is just ridiculous.
Right. I wouldn't mind. I would probably have to take up a methamphetamine habit, but other than that, I mean, sure. No, you know what?
You mean again?
No, because it's no, Jake, not one of your ex-girlfriends. No, I'm just kidding. No, you know why?
The house was
specifically
spotless.
Because. And yeah, all you heard all day was teeth grinding.
Yeah.
I think because it's
and
hot.
for some reason my TV kept getting
think...
taken apart or whatever.
Oh, Jesus. It's hot enough in August for fall camp, and the fact that we're going to get into this. There's chatter about UCLA football taking fall camp to San Bernardino again.
Go Bruins!
And then generally having hot games even through October. No, I would hate that actually. Once it actually starts getting hot, that would just be miserable. But at least in the fall, yeah, sure, there's everything going on, but it's kind of what we're used to. It's what makes fall so freaking awesome. It's why it's the best season, Jake.
No, I know football is definitely a part of that. Now, you talk about San Bernardino, and your boss Tracy Pearson,
Mike Regalado.
On that interview he did with
Tracy Pearson.
Yeah, exactly. On the interview he did with Deshaun Foster, head coach Deshaun Foster, go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
He was plugging away for Cal-Lou, which would be, up in our neighborhood, up here, closer to me. Did you know if they made a decision or not? Oh, it'd be much nicer.
Oh, I don't think they're anywhere near making a decision right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So, it would be interesting if they went back to San Bernardino. I have a drop about San Bernardino here somewhere. I lost it. But if they do, that'll be back into heavy rotation.
I think both. I think where I'm at, both are equidistant to me. But I think I would like to go to Cal-Lou.
Yeah, I think so. It's
I know more people in the Conejo and the Western Valley than I do out in the San Bernardino. So yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out too. But at the same time, I think what
And
really
you're like 80% more likely to have your car stolen.
Where in
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino? Yeah, maybe. But I think what the effectiveness of going there during the Jim Moore years was the fact that it was so damn hot and isolated, and there was nothing to do except focus on football.
They definitely rallied
and
around
bonding.
it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that it's desolate out there in the Conejo Valley, but there is. It's
actually
not,
the opposite of that.
different.
It's gorgeous, and Cal Lu is a gorgeous campus. Not to say that Cal State San Bernardino wasn't a nice campus, but it is. It's out there.
Okay, I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. There is literally no comparison. Cal Lu is like idyllic. Okay, in an idyllic neighborhood. So yeah, it would be much different.
And I'm sure you would probably have more Bruin fans if they're open, which I don't see why they wouldn't be. You'd have more Bruin fans probably able to go to Cal Lu.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, our friends in the Inland Empire, certainly there are tons of Bruin fans out there. So that I don't particularly know about. Certainly a different, circle of Bruin fans, right?
Exactly.
Our friends at the Inland Empire Alumni Network, love you, Nancy. They certainly would appreciate it being more close to them as opposed to further away from them. But, we'll see how
exactly.
it goes. Mikey, really all we got today, I don't know, why are we even doing a show, Mike? Why did you demand that let's do the show? It's okay, I forgive you. But are we just doing some headlines or whatever?
Like I said,
what are we going to talk about?
I'm exhausted, dude. I might have said something. I might have sent a midnight text. I don't know. It was like half sleep texting. Like, we need to talk about the ghost of I don't know, some random tennis player from the 50s. Well,
whatever it is, let's get to the pro-affiliated headlines. Okay, so here we go.
Iron Mike.
Get to the chopper!
All right, we're done. Let's go. Sign off. Let's get to Whisper. Anyway, sorry, Mike. What do you want to talk about?
The official visits are just they're really impressing a lot of recruits, and this weekend UCLA got 2 in Tyler, defensive lineman Tyler Partlow, 3-star guy, as well as Dylan Sims, who committed today. He's a tight end out of Queen Creek, Arizona, same area as I think the same school too as Brett Hundley. So yeah, that's
all-time
he's just a baller, man.
7, 8, 9 commits for UCLA in 2025. Even though that's still pretty low, I think that is it's way better than what was done like a year ago or the previous. And right now, with these 9 commits, UCLA is already up to number 30 in the overall recruiting rankings for 2025.
Oh, wow.
Not great, but compared to what has been going on, freaking night and day.
Chip Kelly can kind of be a dick.
Yeah,
I was lucky enough to talk to Sirius XM Big Ten Radio last week, as well as Mr. Steve Tannen up there in Eugene, who covers the Oregon Ducks, and both of them they both asked similar questions, and it was basically about how Deshaun Foster has been, attacking, recruiting, and it's just night and day. Just the fact that you just got to try a little bit, and you can not just get these guys in, but show them like, hey, these are our facilities, this is our plan, this is our freaking campus. We're 5 miles away from the beach. You show them the Rose Bowl, just everything that UCLA has to offer.
That's one of the best schools in the world.
It's just freaking easy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think it was Fox Sports that had like 20 categories, and they picked whatever school had the best like facilities or academics or college town, blah blah blah. And I countered with there's only one perfect school, and that's UCLA. Thank you very much. So
yeah. By the way,
yeah. So that feeds into that.
Yeah, just a little note to anybody that's on our Twitter feed. If the tweet is something like, well, Stephen A. Smith, of course we talk about women way more than you do, or something like that. Or, well, UCLA is actually the best. chances are Mike wrote that tweet, and it's a good one. But he likes to tell people to proselytize a little bit about the campus.
50. I'd say 50-50. I'd say 50-50.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. What else?
But yeah, it's just pretty incredible. That's the other thing. I just keep going back to Friday Night Lights and just how packed that place was. I'm just blown away constantly. How could this have been such a drop-off for Chip Kelly? How could he have been so dense in thinking that his plan was working? Well, Deshaun Foster is casting a wide net, and bam, here we go. Recruits are interested in the school, and we're getting more and more commits. Then UCLA is getting more and more commits than they have in the last 3-4 years. It's insane. But anyway, no, I digress. What else do we got?
Well, no, I mean, really, Mike, it is very frustrating because, there were things when Chip Kelly was here that we liked about the program, right? We're pretty positive on the things that were going right. But it's like, oh my God, did you have to do all this stuff so bad to make everybody depressed about the program, to make any casual fan? You had to be like a hardcore person to be like, okay, yeah, sure, we can still dig. We see what's going on here. For anybody that's even was mildly interested in the Bruins, let alone recruits that want to come here, they just completely dropped the ball with that stuff. And it's so apparent now, right? And, it's a shame. It's absolutely a shame.
Yeah. So, what else we got? As you already talked about, big interview with Deshaun Foster last week with Bro, and he talked about quite a bit of stuff.
Hi, Bro.
What was it, about 50 minutes long? And then there was a conversation with Mick Cronin today, which was over an hour, which I haven't gotten to yet because
it was good.
Oh, it was an hour and a half. Wow,
yeah.
Nice.
It was crazy.
I'm yet to dive into it because it just came out just today. But again, I'm busy with things and kids and stuff, and I'm exhausted, Jake.
Yeah.
I need sleep.
And of course, like I said, we do the Bro Affiliate headlines because, Mike, you are employed by Bro. And we like to pump up the articles you write for Bro.
Hi, Bro.
But I'm not employed by anybody that's involved in sports broadcasting. This is our own little independent pirate ship of a show. But I'll say, those are cool. Those were very good interviews. An hour with Deshaun Foster and an hour and a half with Mick Cronin. A couple of the takeaways that I had, we're not going to sit here and dissect what it is. You can just go listen to it yourself. But number one, Deshaun Foster, lives within a mile and a half of the What's Bruin studios. So why he can't just pop by my garage and do a podcast with me? I'll be working on that for the next 5 years. As long as he's the coach. So he has I'll just say this right now, Deshaun Foster, you have a standing invitation to come into the What's Bruin studios and sit down with your boy Jake.
Oh, dude, you got to entice him, Jake. Yeah. You got to bring out the steaks on the Krager.
I'll make a mistake. We'll make a tri-tip. I don't know if what his eating habits are, but I'll make him a hell of a Traeger steak, and we can sit down and enjoy ourselves. But anyways, I'm kind of joking, kind of not. But that Deshaun Foster talking about just what he is trying to bring out in this program. He's saying he's executing his plan. And, he had a plan for what he wanted to do, and now he's doing it. And it seems like I said, we aren't going to know how it's going to turn out until they get on the field, but he's doing things right from what we can tell, right? There's nothing that we're pointing out going, oh, my gosh, I'm really worried about this. Everything's been a positive so far. He was talking about Coach Eric Bieniemy, and we were kind of worried about, what's Bieniemy going to be like and all that stuff. I thought it was very interesting. He said that the first call he made when he was thinking about hiring Bieniemy was to Kaz Allen, because Kaz Allen was on that team this last year. And he's like, well, Bieniemy's kind of a fiery, kind of a get after your ass kind of guy. But, if I talk to Kaz and Kaz oh, no, I like the way he coached me, then that's a point in his favor. And Foster said something very interesting. I think this is something that Cronin and really any coach worth their salt will tell you about. The direct quote was from Foster was, you can coach them any way you want, but you have to as long as they buy into what you're doing, as long as they believe in you, And I think that's very true. Yeah. Different coaches have different styles, but if they buy into you, then you have a lot of leeway to coach them. And I think that's so important, such an important lesson about anybody that's in a kind of a teaching or a coaching position. The Cronin interview was wonderful. Like I said, an hour and a half. And they get into pretty much everything that you can think of about the program with him. How what the program went through last year with the struggling season and the recruiting approach and all this different stuff. It was interesting to hear him talk about his perspective about you're at UCLA, you're always trying to win, and how he had to kind of change his approach with the way that the tide has turned with the portal and the NIL and how he's really gotten it turned around, and now, the prospects look much brighter than they did last year when they had to kind of reset when they lost all the players from the year before. So I think the Bruins have two, good, thoughtful coaches, and those interviews that you guys did on Bro.
Hi, bro.
Really brought that out. So good job to Tracy and Woods.
Yeah, and the controversial football power index came out yesterday, I believe. And we talked about how UCLA was 26 in the SP Plus by Bill Connolly, which I think is a lot more trusted. But Jake, check this out. You especially
this
were
is the
bitter
ESPN.
about
This is ESPN FBI.
Football Power Index. Yeah. UCLA comes in at 40th in the nation. They have a projected record of 5.5 wins and 6.5 losses. They what is this category right here? Percentage to win out, 0.
Yeah, well,
the percentage ESPN gives them to get 6 wins, 50.9. So they are not really expecting UCLA to do much. And these, the last important tidbit here, which is probably more important than that, UCLA comes in at where is it? Strength of schedule. It's here somewhere. But UCLA is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th hardest schedule in the nation.
On the nation.
Yeah. So that's something to look forward to. How these especially, someone on the Twitters said yesterday that you can't really put a lot into the football power index. Specifically, the biggest example he gave was that I think it was LSU that beat Alabama, and for the next 2 weeks, Alabama was still ranked ahead of LSU despite the beating, and then I guess it corrected itself. But what are your thoughts on UCLA coming in at 40th? And just the football power index in general.
Well, I will say that you're talking about the over-unders that UCLA has right now, and I think they made it all the way up to about 5.5 also. That hits that right on the mark. I think if you told me that UCLA was a top 40 team next year in 2024, I don't think that too many people are going to be too upset with that just because, they just had a weird coaching change. They, like a few months ago, people were saying, they're going to win 2 or 3 games going to the big mighty Big Ten. But if you look at the FPI and it's top 40 for the country, but if you look at where they are in the Big Ten, FPI has them as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 9th best team in the Big Ten. So,
yeah,
so those things, it's kind of a mixed bag. FPI generally for the last 10 years has really not liked UCLA for whatever reason. It was consistently ranked behind where I think the polls had them and where the SP Plus had them or whatever year it was. But I'm not. I don't know. I have a hard time getting worked up about this particular one just because their team was so many unknowns and there was a lot of changeover. But if this thing is going to take all that stuff and still say that they're in the top third of teams in the country, I think you can say, okay, fine, that's fine. And to say they're a coin flip to go to a bowl game, I think that, Bruin fans, obviously, we're hoping for more than that, right? But I still think we'd all be happy if they did qualify for a bowl game, this next season.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm kind of not, I'm fine with it, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It could be worse, for certainly. I guarantee you this. If we did a poll of all of the goofy Big Ten broadcasters that not any not the ones from the the incoming Pac-12 schools, although they probably agree with them too. But I guarantee if we did a roll call of all the Big Ten podcasts out there, UCLA is not going to be the 9th ranked team in the Big Ten. people are treating UCLA right now as a complete afterthought for the most part. You know, I guarantee you they wouldn't be this high in any of like the off the hip rankings. So, you know, it could definitely be worse, I think.
Yeah. And finally, some news. UCLA softball, after they just annihilated Georgia in the Super Regional, they went down to Oklahoma for the Women's College World Series.
1-0, damn it. God, I was so pissed about that. You know, I went to, Molly had her graduation at Granada, and when I was there, I ran into one of her old coaches, one of my old friends, who was a giant Oklahoma fan, and it was like literally right after they beat Georgia or Alabama or whatever. But anyways, the next game was going to be that Oklahoma game, and I'm like, yeah, suck it, Lou. We're coming for you this time. And they lose the game 1-0. God dang it.
Yeah, exactly.
God dang it.
Yeah, they started out the weekend defeating Alabama. Pretty close game, and then they just blasted their way in the 6th with a 3-run shot to eventually give them the 4-1 win. Then they go up against Oklahoma, and just a back and forth game. Oklahoma was able to squeak in 1 run, and also big ups to Jack Rosenfeld, who was doing a play-by-play.
Yeah, that was nice.
On the Slack channel. So all of you who want to get some in-depth stuff with our Slack channel, those of you that have not already gotten what is it, Jake? A password, an invite, and if you're part of the if you're a What's Bruin subscriber, check it out, because we have some good conversations in there.
Yeah.
But you know, kudos to him. That's where he was putting all that information out. So after the loss to Oklahoma, because it was a double elimination tournament, UCLA
won goddamn nothing.
They moved down to the bottom bracket, the losers bracket of the bottom bracket, where they took on Stanford, which was crazy because that is the final Pac-12 softball game ever. And UCLA took an early 1 lead.
Of a home run.
Could not stop Stanford's next 3 runs, and that's the way it ended, 3-1. Stanford defeats UCLA.
They had the winning run at the plate, but they just couldn't squeak it in. Apparently, we suck because
a lot
we don't
of
know
LA
this.
teams lately.
Yeah,
Jake, a lot of LA teams lately are having a problem with leaving people on base.
I know.
Just saying.
The bats were very quiet.
Sorry.
Total bummer.
Muy cansado.
But I would have rather lost to one of these stupid SEC teams than Stanford, for Christ's sakes.
Exactly.
I didn't want to lose to Oklahoma, and I didn't want to lose to Stanford. And you know how the season ended? A loss to both of them. That sucks. That totally sucked.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do?
And then Oklahoma's probably going to win, aren't they? And that'll be 4 championships in a row.
Yeah, probably.
No, I'm just kidding. They're not jerks. They're a freaking tough team.
Whatever you. I said I would have rather lost one of these SEC teams. I forgot Oklahoma is going to be an SEC team. So I mean, or no, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not yet.
Yeah, they're
so
not yet. That's right.
You're good for a few weeks, Jake. So
okay, thanks.
But yeah, that's
so
basically
annoying.
what's been going on in the world of UCLA sportuals. And yeah, I'm tapped out, dude.
All I know is hook 'em, because I'm rooting for the other SC team incoming in Texas. Let's go Texas. Beat those Okies. Mikey, you don't have nothing else? That's it? That's all we got?
It's almost summer, Jake.
All right, good.
But
what?
We have some stuff lined up for the next few weeks, so that's actually going to be pretty good. So
and we'll see.
Oh, okay.
That's right. You're right. We do have some lined up for next week, and it'll be fun. And then I'm going to go on vacation, and then we'll see what you do with your time on the Bridge over 2 weeks. Good luck with that. You have an interview scheduled as well, right?
2.
Oh, Mike. Never mind. Knocking it out of the park. Way to go, Mikey. All right, good. Okay, well let's get to the something else, and then we'll come back with something else, and then we'll come back with What's Bruin. How about that? All right. See ya.
All right, cool.
Do you think we drink too much?
No, we don't drink too much.
Men face reality, women don't. That's why men need to drink.
I hate it when podcasters talk about what they're drinking.
That little weirdo makes the best Manhattan I've ever had.
What else am I gonna drink, Bob? A fucking Fresca?
No Frescas tonight on the What's Brewing Symposium. Symposium is, of course, a conversation over drinks, and that's what I'm having right now. Have a nice little Crown Royal. Basic Canadian whiskey. Nothing wrong with that. Going to Canada in about 10 days, and I was hoping I might have a chance to go up to that distillery, but I don't think it's in the cards for me. But I do enjoy my Canadian whiskeys. Probably my favorite are kind of the upscale brands of the Crown Royal. One of my favorite whiskeys of all time is a Crown Royal that they made about 5 years ago. But Lot 40, really good Canadian rye. Just a lot of different good products from up there, north of the border. But thank you for joining the What's Brewing Symposium on the What's Brewing Show Network. Thank you for your support. It's a little more than $2 a month.
$2.
It's about $2 a month. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/whatsbrewing-show or whatsbrewing-show.com. Or for a little more than that,
$2.
you can help us on the Substack, whatsbrewing.substack.com. Either one. We appreciate your support. You get access to the Slack channel. You get some bonus content every once in a while, like this show I just did today, ranting about traffic and giving cautionary tales. So, all I want to say is cheers to you. Enjoy the rest of your week. And thank you very much for supporting the What's Brewing Show. Have a good night. Okay, well, we're still in the slow season. I'm going to introduce a new segment. I made a little theme for it. We'll see if it works. Let me know. But we're going to look back on some of my favorite times of the What's Brewing Show. Just to these a couple little snippets here. All right, so tonight I want to remember one of my favorite drops I've made for the show over the years, and this revolves around former host Bill Shirley's and his wife, my beloved Suzanne Shirley. Their kind of troubled relationship with aquatic animals. There's a story, and I'm going to retell it now, and maybe I'll get a couple of things wrong, but it's how I remember it. Maybe Bill would be here to correct me, but I think it's mostly right, that we would always tell on the show about when we were in college, and this is when Bill and Suzanne were first starting to date, and Suzanne lived in one of the dorms up on the northwest edge of campus, and they were going to go out to somewhere to eat or something or do some activity, and Suzanne in her dorm room had a little betta. It was either in a glass or like a goldfish bowl or something like that. And she had kept this betta for I don't know how long, weeks, months, whatever, but somehow or through that part of the year. And she, if you know Suzanne, she's very, structured, scheduled, very rigid to that schedule. She's a school teacher by trade, and she's one of the most organized people you'll ever meet in your life. But sometimes that organization, like in this case, maybe it can let her down, or maybe not her down, but let down maybe her little aquatic pet. Because on this night, they were in a rush to get out, and Suzanne realized that she had not changed the water as she was scheduled to do. So, of course, she could not leave the dorm room without changing the water. So Suzanne got a little net, fished the little betta out and put it into another receptacle while she cleaned out the little bowl, and she got everything cleaned out, then put it back up on the counter and put the fish. Was getting ready to put the fish back in, and she's like, "Well, what kind of water am I going to use?" So she goes to her fridge, I believe, or it was like a cooler thing. But anyways, it dispensed ice cold water. The coldest water you could have without it being ice, pretty much. And so she fills up the little bowl with the ice water, and then she goes and gets the net, fishes the little fishy out, and unfortunately dumps it into the ice cold water. And to see Bill give his play-by-play of what happened to the fish once she did this, it was kind of a little, surge left, surge right, and then just kind of floated to the top. It was like something out of you'd see in The Simpsons. And Suzanne, like, not quite understanding what she had done until she had done it, and then just like kind of, obviously crestfallen, obviously disappointed in how she managed the situation. But still, Bill, who is a cruel person in nature anyway, he loves telling that story, and he tells it very well, hopefully better than I just did. But that leads me to flash forward to many years later in their relationship. The two now have 2 twin boys that are in elementary school, I believe. I think they're at they went through a K through 8, but they're somewhere in the K through 8 years, probably more towards the middle of that, so they're probably like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, somewhere in there. And the boys have a carnival at the school. And at the carnival, they went, I don't remember which twin it was Jackson or Jordan. One of them won a goldfish, maybe 2 goldfish, I don't remember. But they get a goldfish from the carnival. And Bill is just like eye-rolling the fact that now he's got to go spend, $3 on some goldfish food, and he's got to spend, 47 cents on whatever the equivalent cost of water and water conditioner to take care of this goldfish, for the time being. Once the kids get home with these fish. But the fish are like giving him the little puppy dog, the kids are giving him little puppy dog eyes, and they're like, oh, come on, Dad, let's have the fish, let's keep the fish. And once again, I'm retelling the story as I remember it. Maybe Bill might call in sometime with a correction, but they're saying, hey, Dad, come on, let's take the fish home at the school where they won the goldfish, and we can't just like, no, I don't want the fish or whatever. So the fish comes home with the Shirleys that night, and Bill gets them situated in some way, shape, or form. But at some point, or actually, I don't know why I don't just call Bill and find out. We can find out exactly how long he had these fish around. Let me pull him up on the old phone here real quick, and we'll see if he answers. I'm not sure if he will, but we'll give it a shot. Calling William Henry Shirley. Oh, there he is. Hey, what are you doing right now?
I'm watching a comedy thing. What's going on?
Okay, good. Give me 3 minutes of your time. You're on the What's Bruin Show. Thinking back to the Catholic fish, how long did you keep the Catholic fish before they met their demise?
The what fish?
The Catholic fish. The fish that the boys won from the Catholic school.
Oh, how long let me see.
Was it that night, or how many?
Remember the fish that the boys brought home from De La Salle? Do you remember that? And how long did the fish live? A couple hours.
Okay, good. That's what I thought. Okay, good. I'm about to play the clip of the fish dying, and I wanted to get the story straight. Bill,
okay,
if you could just describe in 30 seconds or so. I already told the story of Suzanne and the beta, to set up this clip. What was when the beta went into the bowl? How did it act? If you could bring it to life with some words, real quick.
Oh, when she put the cold water in?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like Suzanne's like, what the hell? It's basically. It's like convulsion. It was like major convulsions. It was like because it was one of those things where it's like she poured the cold water and it started just really. It's like gyrating. It started spinning. It started flicking. It just violent motion. And then it was like about 10 seconds of that, and then it just stopped. It had one last flick in it, and it just stopped, and then just.
And then it was a piece. And then it was a piece. Okay.
Then it was a piece. Yeah.
All right. So then
that was it.
With that being said, the boys won the fish at the carnival, and then why were we not allowed to keep the fish around?
We did keep the fish. The fish died.
The fish died?
Yeah, the fish died. It died within a few hours.
I very clearly remember you just saying, the fish may or may not be dead, and let's put the fish. Let's introduce the fish to see. Let's play Finding Nemo with the fish.
No, I believe it died. I believe that was the thing. Like they were really cheap. I'm like, they're giving away these fish really cheap. And we got home, we put it in a bowl, and it was just like it was dead. It was dead and then we did. Maybe we put it. We put it in the toilet then, but no, it didn't last long at all.
Okay, very good. So with that being said,
a carnival fish.
Yeah, and we on the What's Bruin Show, we had the last moments of the fish. With the What's Bruin Show mics were there, so here's what happened with the fish.
Okay.
You hear the bubbles? Can you hear the bubbles, Bill?
Yes.
And they're those Catholic fish singing. Lovely sounds. They're so good.
It's sad. But the boys got over it. The boys got over it.
Hold on.
I think they brought home a couple of fish.
Yeah. Here's the drop. Hold on. Quiet. They're still singing. Hear the aquarium water. Very peaceful.
That's so nice, Jake.
And there's Bill flushing him down the toilet. All right, good. That's really what.
It was nice.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're only a fish owner for a matter of hours, but I'm glad you were able to resolve it in a fair way.
Yes. We didn't last too long with the fish, but we tried.
All right, very good, Bill. Thank you for your help with that. I'll see you.
You're welcome, man.
All right, looking forward to Canada. All right, bye.
Good. Let's do it. Bye.
Right, bye. Well, there you have it. The story of the Catholic fish on the What's Bruin show and the drop that went around it. So I don't know if that was entertaining for you at all, or if now you just think we're just cruel bastards for laughing at the death of a fish. But write your complaint letters or whatever to what'sbruinshow@gmail.com. So thank you very much for this edition of Flashback. All right, well, we just had a special guest appearance from William Henry Shirley III. So with that being said, let's get to his favorite part of the show.
What's brewing with you? You asked me. What's brewing with me? Yeah. What's brewing with you? What's brewing with me? What's brewing with you?
All right, well, I'm going to port Mike back up. Mikey, there you are again. How you doing?
Mike Regalado.
Fading.
Good.
Fading, Jake.
Fading fast. He's almost falling asleep. I can see him on my little FaceTime screen.
Just a real quick,
what's wrong with you, Mike?
Just a busy time. Yeah, sorry. Just a busy time. My daughter Violet graduated last week, and I'm very, very proud of her. Graduated with
She looked wonderful.
Double supreme honors, whatever their definition of super honors was. Very proud of her.
Mikey.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, your kid just got out of 8th grade. My kid just got out of 8th grade. Both of them look like they just graduated from freaking college. I don't understand how that works.
Right?
But it's like insane. They're both like little adults. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, they're definitely mature individuals. And although I am kind of happy because twice in this last week, I've been carded or asked my age, and when I tell people how old I am, they freak out. They're like, "No."
That's hilarious.
Like, yeah. Like, look at the gray hair, and they're like, "What gray hair?" I'm like, "It's there. Come on,
You're looking young,
come
Mikey.
on, guys." So I got that going for me. But I am feeling like an old man because I'm freaking exhausted. But yeah, no, that was fantastic. And then just preparing for the summer of summer schools and cheer camps and all this stuff. Got to get ready for that.
Yikes.
What else have I done? It's just really busy. And then this Saturday, I'm actually going, man, it's like I'm in my 20s. My buddy Jim proposed to his longtime girlfriend a few weeks ago.
How nice.
And they are both in town for just to kind of like hang out with friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, hey, come on down on Saturday. We're going to be at the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Nice.
And one of his favorite spots. So it's going to be like, have you ever been there?
I don't think I have actually, bro.
It's basically a metal joint, dude. A rocker, 80s rocker,
awesome.
hair metal.
Okay, yeah,
metal joint.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
It's freaking awesome. It's right next to the Roxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my buddy
I have
who's,
been there. I have been there, yeah.
Yeah, my buddy who was, I think, 55. Now, that's a guy that looks like he's still in his 30s. I'm like, how do you do it? Oh, yeah, it's all the purple and black hair dye in your hair because he's still a metal musician. And so, yeah, so if anybody's in the area, come on down to the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
That's awesome.
We'll have a drink next to Lemmy's stool.
That's cool.
Do you know that story?
No, remind me.
Apparently, Lemmy lived very close, and so he would always go there to have a drink, and he had a stool. So, and everybody knew that's Lemmy's stool. Even if he wasn't there, you don't sit there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And there was this one time where this guy sat there, and people were like, "Hey, that's Lemmy's stool." He's like, "Who?" And he was just like, "Whatever, give me a beer." So he sat there, drank a beer. Lemmy came up to him, and just this scary ass metal, English bloke is just like staring at him, and he's like probably like 6 inches from his face, and the guy was just like, Okay, you're scaring me. I gotta go.
That's awesome.
Without a word, let me just pull it up and just beer, please. I'm getting.
That's funny. If you actually
summer.
go to lemmyslounge.com, they actually give a nice little shout out, and I think they have a picture. Do they have a picture of the stool on here? No, they have a picture of a statue of him at the Rainbow.
Yes, there's a statue in there. Yeah,
that's very cool.
So no, that's a little bit of history, but it is a page in history that is long past. So this is going to be fun. Hanging out with some of my older metal friends this weekend. So, Jake, what's brewing with you?
Very cool, Mike. Not much other than I finally got Megan on the plane for France, and I think I mentioned at the top of the show she is having a blast. She sent me a picture of the Eiffel Tower today.
She's already there?
Yeah, she took off on Sunday, got there on Monday.
Oh,
yeah, it's a blast. We had our last game for the LA Grizzlies on Saturday. We won 11-6. Bill and the Twins and Malcolm were there because the Twins and Malcolm were the yardstick or were the chain crew, which is awesome. The chain gang. So that was fun. And so me and Bill set up in the booth, and he got to see what I do during Grizzly games, which is basically feed the announcer lines to say about go to the hot dog stand and free merch and talk about giving them color stuff about the players and things about that. So that was a lot of fun. So now that that's done, I'm kind of turning the page to the summer as well, Mike, even though I don't have a work break like you do, although I have a vacation coming up. So I'm just I'm looking forward to kind of closing the book on the 2024 Grizzlies and getting on, kind of looking forward to football season. So that's what we got going now. So it's very nice. So that's really it. So, we'll be back next week. We do have a guest booked, and that'll be fun to talk to him. Then Mike's got a couple that he'll have after that. So we still got a lot going on. And then I said at the top of the show, I published another Mallcast today for subscribers, so listen to that. Jamaal did a West Coast bias yesterday, so you can listen to that. Me and Megan did a bare minimum, so we had the day before that. So I mean, geez, man, we published like 4 or 5 shows just this week alone, and this is the last one of the week. So if you like the What's Bruin Show Network, we kind of did it big this week. So enjoy that. Even though like I said, it's the going in the summer. So all right, Mikey, good job rallying, and I'll talk to you next week, I guess.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so until next time, Mikey, what do we say?
Go Bruins.
Good evening.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
That was the What's Bruin Show.
Try us tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's gotta be in or out, Mom. In or out. Well, I need the door closed.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Dude, Rob, we play some ball on the West Coast.
The final word is boob.